I've been in Romania for 4 times. I was here last month, and what I'm seeing right now really warms my heart. What I see here and what I heard on stage is close to amazing from my impression just from last month. I heard a lot of interesting things, but I was lacking the move for action. I did not see things really happening. And this is an issue that I think all of you need to address, because you did take the time to come over. You heard a bunch of amazing, awesome, very informative speeches. And what? You're going to leave out in the end of this day with what? Doing exactly what? Probably not much. Just to be honest, I'm not saying, if you want to defy me and say, no, I will, good for you. Otherwise, most will not do. And this is the big question. Why? What does it take us to actually get an opportunity to do something and in the end not doing anything with it? Now forget about the topic of my lecture. I don't even remember. I had too much to drink at lunch. I don't remember what I need to talk about. But believe me, it will be okay. So I will not want to answer. You can ask me anything. But, and I must be honest again, the panel took most of the things I wanted to talk about, because you understand that if you want to take a dream into a doing, to make something out of it, well, first of all, it's a lot of efforts. That's not a big secret. You know the percentage. You all heard, and some of you, which I know already, and in 1 month, I think I've got about 20 to 30 new friends here in Romania. Most of them are startups. Some of them are universities, all asking for something very similar. Help, guidance, consultancy. How can we push this forward? What is the secret sauce? How does a country, someone here mentioned the Middle East. Okay, I'm from the Middle East, from a small country called Israel. This small nation has 6,000 working startups, as you are sitting right now here. You know how many are working here in Romania. So we have 6,000. We have done exits in close to $10 billion last year, and we raised $4.5 billion. 8 million. Well, 8 million is the potential. Actually, dealing with startups is only 300,000. How is that possible? Well, sure not from sitting in the neon and hearing lectures. It's about doing. The difference is the drive. Why? Why we must do it and others can think about it, contemplate, yes, no. With us, it's a must. Take this into a startup and understand this is part of this secret sauce for our success. So I think startups in general, but the Israeli one especially. This and one other very secret component. The Jewish mother. That's a secret component you cannot deal with, Always laugh about it. The difference between a Jewish mother and a Rottweiler is that the Rottweiler lets go one time, the mother never. And she pushes and pushes and pushes. Well, again, you can try it. Now I told you the secret. What are you going to do about it? I don't know. Maybe not much. So we do understand that the startup, when he wants to do something, okay, he needs this seed of 2 people, a CEO and a CTO. Those 2 guys are very different, but their roles are very clear. CEO needs to bring money, CTO technology. CEO says to CTO, give me technology, I will bring money, because the investors wants to see something working. CTO says to CEO, bring me money, I will have some technology ready for you. And this is the day-to-day. Okay, investors stopped from investing in PowerPoint presentations. Done, over with, was gone 2002. No more. They want to see MVPs. They want to see something working. Why? Ask yourself. Someone here said you need to be in the shoes of the investor, right? Would you risk your money? No. You specifically would not risk a lot more than money. You will not risk. For instance, I don't know how many of you will be willing, like me, with no, getting ready and know exactly what to talk about, because I'm still not sure what I'm talking about, to come over here and try and pitch it to someone, like this audience. But a startup will. A startup takes into his hands every opportunity possible, because this is a startup. So those two guys have an idea. Well, it starts like this. What do they do about it? Maybe try and do something. Maybe program 1 line of code, 2 line of code, 20. What they don't do? They do not address the market. They don't step out of the office. They don't turn to their potential customers and say, listen, I've got 3 questions for you. A, do you share the problem I'm telling you about? 2, would you use the solution? 3, would you pay? Are you paying for any of the apps on your mobile? So tell me, what's the reason for any of you to come up with an app? No one wants to pay you. So what's the big deal here? You need to find a problem that many people, of course, share, and then it can be scaled up. Okay, so you checked the market. Most probably, when I tell you to do that, your answer would be, oh my God, how can I turn to someone and tell him about what I want to do? He will copy it, he will steal it. Never happens, but you heard about it. Never happened. It doesn't. Because the energy that takes from a person to hear you and copy you is bigger than the energy of the sun, period. So get out, ask people. So now you're looking for a team, and the only way you can pay the team is by kisses and hugs and goodwilling and pizzas and beers, and that's that. But those guys need jobs. They cannot do the way you want them to do it. You know the story of the Wright brothers? Did I tell this story already sometime here? Wright brothers? You know what the Wright brothers had for a business? What their business was? They sold bicycles. They repaired bicycles. With the money, they bought parts to build a small plane. Do you know that at the same time, there was another guy, always forgetting his name, another guy, but he was financed by the government for millions of dollars. He didn't make it. They did. They never paid salaries. Their workers worked with them not for the money, for the belief. This is how you want to be. Charismatic. You need to be honest with them. Lie to everyone else. Be honest with your friends, workers, your partners. That's a rule. So you got them on board. You do a bit of something. And then what? You run for money. You go to investors. Okay, we need to understand how it plays. Investors want to give you money and get in return equity. Startup wants to get money, give away equity. This guy wants to give as little money as he can and get as much equity. These guys want as much money, less equity. This is the game. Still, it will happen. Depending on what? You. Whenever you feel the urge to start a meeting, go into a room to an investor and say, hello, sit down, open and take out your laptop, hit your head. Do not do that. Not required. The guy will never ever be a customer of your app. He will never use it. He will never download it. He will be your partner. He invests in you. He needs to hear you, not to look at the PowerPoint or maybe something from the app. Newsflash, a meeting with an investor does not have to take an hour. 37 minutes is also a meeting. 17 is also, as long as you get what you want. So I'm saying, break out of this frame that everyone puts you in. Go out. Try different. Listen, if you've been trying to raise money for a year and it doesn't happen, there is a problem. First thing you do, pivot. Do it differently. If you're looking for a job for a year and you cannot find a job, pivot. You're trying to date someone, doesn't pivot. You're doing something wrong. 99% of you, it will work. Why? Because we know that to be an entrepreneur is perseverance, is going against everything. Stupid. No. Be smart. Understand you need to do it differently. Sometimes you need someone alongside. When you come to see us, we start a bit younger. Like the elder ones in the room, I think you have so much experience to give. Those guys, they don't need your money. They need your help. They need your support. They need your wisdom. They need, a chaperone, a parent in the room. This is what you can offer them. You here now, right now in this room. And you, the young ones, you need to open up and understand, because what happens is, it needs to be according to your agenda, and this is wrong. Any of you felt, saw, remember himself sitting with someone, presenting to him his startup or something, this someone wants to ask a question or wants to say something, and you're like, instead of saying, please ask. And when he asks, your best answer is, thank you for the question. If you can wait 5 minutes more, I will answer it. You never answer it. You forget. You never answer it. Most, if not all people, when they turn to investors, they sit with them and say, hi, I'm a startup. I want your money. Honest, true. This is not the way to go. How about going, hi, startup, need an advice. I want to ask you a question. Understand when you do that, you will get much more. Understand when you turn to people with money and ask their advice, you will get a good advice and maybe money. How about not wasting your time sitting for 1 or 2 hours and getting nowhere? Listen, to take a decision on money is very difficult. When you take money from an angel, you take it from his wife and kids, not just him. He has to report to someone at home. Have no doubt. So how about you take money from the bank? Well, the bank will ask a lot of collateral, but the main problem is that you all know that you need to also return the money to the bank, which is for you is a downside. Let's take it from the angel investor. We don't have to repay him. Really? This is how you think? Would I give you my money if you were to turn to me? Yeah, sure, I want to take your money, but never return it. So don't even think this is strong globalization, going out. So you had the money, you tried what you tried, you did what you did, and you want to go out. Well, when you turn to an investor, probably you will be raising, 300K, 750, that neighborhood, okay? Every time you raise money, every round you do, you give away shares, equity. Approximate 300K to 500K, you will be saying bye-bye to 20 to 30% of your company. You understand how many times you can do it before you're left with this? So why work so hard? Let's leave that. If there is only 4% of success, why should we start? So I'm asking that in Israel as well, but the answer I get is, yeah, we all know it, and still last year we opened 1,500 new startups. Are we stupid? I don't know, I just told you the numbers. So we're probably doing something right. Of course you need to do more of this. Try to turn to an investor once you have just one customer. Because what you will say to him automatically when he says, okay, I will give you the 500K. What are you going to do with my money? Your answer would be 350 for R&D, 150 marketing. What the hell are you marketing? Nothing. You say, I want the 150 to find a customer. How about you come with the customer and say, I still want the $500,000, but the 150 will be to develop something specific for him And the 350 will be for the generic. Probably you will get the money. You can sell dreams this much, doing endless. You need to do is start by sharing, by opening up, but not just giving this, I don't say fake smile, but smiling, but with the doing. Be honest, be open. You think the guy in front of you is stupid? Say it to his face. Really, nothing will happen. Probably you will not be talking anyway. But if you are honest and you can help, please help. If all you have to offer is good advice, it's good enough. Offer it. Do you see this conference? We have this about every second day of the week. Because the big ones, we have 10,000 people coming. This is big enough for Romania. This is good enough. If you had the time to mingle, what will happen? Simple. If you know one another, you'll be still speaking to one another. It's a waste of time. I know you. Why should I talk to you? I want to know someone new. Be sincere. You'll get much more from trying to get out of the box, doing it a bit different. It will work for you. Not because it works for us. It works for everyone. You know the numbers. If I said 6,000 startups in Israel, you know how many are in US? Currently, as much as I know, 52,000. That's the number. But would you believe the fact that the amount of Israeli companies traded on the NASDAQ exceeds Europe and Far East combined, beside China? So US, China, Israel, and the rest of the world. Taking risk would be one of you raising his hand saying, I want to come here, I want to pitch for 2 minutes about my startup, and I want to ask one question. Would you believe I did it 3 weeks ago on a Friday in Skolkovo, Moscow? The organizer were there going. It took me a lot of time. It was almost close to be, a big flop. And then one hand came up, and in the end, 16 people, out of which 8 were women, stood up on stage. Some of them just introduced themselves. I want to say that I'm so-and-so, and I have one question. It didn't say, am I beautiful? Something good. The rest told about a startup and just asked listen to this. You have to do a market survey. Look around. Wherever in your life, without paying someone, will you get such a survey? I want to ask one question. So this is my startup, but one question. Women, men, young, not so young. You understand where I'm going with this? Will that happen here without me saying to you to do it? Never, ever. Never, ever. In Israel and in India, it will. We don't have time. We need to do something. We need to be active. We are taking risk. So what's the big deal? So you would to come here and I would say, excuse me? I will not say. I will be applauding. Maybe Anna will be throwing a boomerang on you, but probably not. But you don't dare. Okay, if you don't take risk, okay, the much you can, earn is little. So it is about finding the power to do things differently. And I truly believe, after just this 1 month of corresponding with Romanian startups, I gave free mentoring hours in Cluj, Napoca. You know what happened? Nothing. I was on the website like a poster guy. Nothing happened. Because it is difficult to take action. How many times did it happen to you? You were sitting and seeing opportunity going slowly like this. All you had to do is do this. And you didn't. And you know what I'm talking about. And it drives me crazy. I did not have a clue what I'm going to talk about. This is how I come to lectures, trying to inspire, to make you move, to do what would turn to me, to turn to someone sitting next to you, raising your hand and saying, I need help and so. Listen, people love to help. People love to help as long as you don't ask them for, of course, money. Okay? And people smile to people who smile, right? If I will smile to you, you cannot help it. Use it.